Hey guys, Kevin here with Etrailer, and today I'm going to be showing you how to install the MORryde StepAbove RV Steps here on our 2022 Jayco Eagle HT fifth wheel. The MORryde quad steps here have a nice aluminum step so that it's going to resist rust and corrosion, so it's going to have a longer lifespan on it. The frame itself is made out of steel and also powder coated. If you look at the steps, they have a nice tread on them, and then also this non-slip tape that goes across them, and that's going to help keep this from being too slick if it's raining or maybe it's a little bit icy in the morning when you get out. If you look at the top step, it's going to be a little bit deeper than the other steps. That way you have more room to kind of stand there when you're opening your door. Maybe you're unlocking it. You don't want to kind of have to hang back as far. So it makes it a whole lot easier to get in and out of your trailer. So this one comes with the strut assist, and what that means is that it's going to easily lift up. Typically with the other steps, you kind of really have to carry the whole weight, but with those gas struts on it, it makes it super easy, so you can easily lift it up with one hand and pull it back down using the little handle on the back. Now if you look at the legs, these are adjustable. If you press this in, every one of these little notches is going to give you an inch of height, either increase or decrease, and it goes up to a range of 13 inches. One of the nice things about these fold-down steps is with these feet in place, it makes it nice and sturdy on those steps so that when you're getting in and out of your trailer, it's not going to wobble the whole trailer. The typical pull-out steps really kind of wobble your whole trailer and can throw your stabilization off. With this, you're not going to feel it when someone's coming in and out of the trailer. A lot of people get confused on which steps are going to be the correct one for them. Really simple to do. All you're going to want to do is measure your width of your threshold, and what that's going to be is this part right here. So it's the innermost portion of your door threshold. So this little strip right here, if we measure that, we're right at 28 1/8, and then we're going to need to measure our entry height. So that's from the ground when the trailer's level up to the top of our threshold, which for this one, it looks like it's right at 38 1/4. So we would take those two measurements. If we look at any one of the MORryde step pages, there's going to be a little chart that says the entry height and the door threshold width, and then you can easily pick out the specific step for your needs. As far as installation goes, this is super simple, especially because we already had some MORryde steps in the way. If you did not have that to begin with, you would also have to remove the little strip that comes on your threshold just so that you can get this in place. But other than that, it is super simple. You can easily put this in at home in under 15 minutes. So our neighbor today came to us with an issue with his steps. He does have the newer fold-down MORryde steps with the strut assist. With it being only a 3-step though, he's having a little bit of a challenge with that first step being just a bit too high. So typically your step is going to be about 9 inches. And right now, outside on some uneven terrain, we're right around like 10 3/4, and I actually raise these back up so these legs can actually adjust a little bit to the terrain that you're on. And we were just inside on level ground, and I actually had them a little bit lower, so we probably were looking at about 12 inches to that first step. So that can be an issue for some people. So we're going to be switching his 3-step over to a 4-step system. So we're going to have a couple screws to remove so that we can get this out of here. There's going to be 2 in the base, and then there's 3 going up along our strut assist here. So I'm going to take these 2 out, and then I'm going to hop inside. That way I can get access to these side ones. So I'm also going to go ahead and just loosen up these nuts and pull our brackets back so I can get this out of the door frame. You don't have to go all the way, just enough so that you can get the bracket to slide. And then once it's in, you can kind of lift up the whole steps and get it out of the way. All right, so I've gone ahead and I set my steps up in here. We want it so that we're seeing the back or bottom of the steps, and we have that handle on the front here so that when we go to pull it down, we're able to pull it down. I had to put it in a little bit crooked just so that we could get the brackets here in place correctly. I do have these loosened so that we can kind of adjust this as needed, but we're going to want to get this kind of in place. Now it is kind of fighting me just a bit, just because we have this strut right here and there's gas struts on both sides of it kind of pressing up on it, so I may end up just popping those off just so we can actually get this in place correctly, because you can see right here we're laying flat, but this bracket's not. All right, so now I'm going to kind of just get this as even as I can on both sides. With this one, the strut bracket kind of sits a little bit further in than our last one did. And I can kind of push it over a bit. So you are going to want to make sure that you kind of squeeze that in as you're trying to shoot that back in. But I'm also going to do the same with the floor brackets. I'm going to shoot those in real quick, get us kind of set here, and then we can go ahead and start shooting those brackets in place and then adjust our latches here. Your kit's going to come with a few different shims. There will be 2 each of these. They're 3 different sizes. You got a really thin one, and it kind of gets a little bit larger as you go. It looks like about a 1/4 inch, probably an 1/8 inch, and then about a 1/16 maybe. But we're going to go ahead and shim this up. So they did have a piece of wood here that they originally screwed into, but it's a little bit off. So I think if we stick in our smaller shim, it might be good to go. Now with our shim in place, this is going to kind of sit a lot more flush with our door jamb. We can go ahead and shoot our screws in. Now we can go ahead and set our brackets. We just want to get that so that it's up against the door frame, and then we can tighten that down. So now that our stop brackets are set for our door threshold, the only thing left to do is just to set your legs, which are super easy to do. There's a little tab on the bottom that you can press in, and it'll let you slide the leg back and forth, and then you can set it to whatever height you need it. These both work independently so that you can get it nice and level on uneven ground. And then the only other thing you might want to add on is one of the handrails. So here's the handrail from our older steps. We could throw that on there. Or we also have this newer safety rail, which is going to go on the side. It replaces your old wall handrail that you'll typically have on your trailer. So this will pop up on there and slide out so that you have a fully extending handrail to safely go up your steps. Well, I think that about does it for today's installation of the MORryde StepAbove RV Steps here on our 2022 Jayco Eagle HT 5th wheel trailer. My name's Kevin. Thanks for watching.